Hey friends, in today's video, we are talking all about signature makeup looks. What are they? Why are they important? And how do I create them? So we're gonna talk all about that in today's video. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. I'm the founder of BK Beauty and I'm a former makeup artist. I have over 25 years of experience in makeup and there's nothing I love more than teaching other women about makeup. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so let's first talk about what a signature makeup look is. So I want you to think back to a day where you did your makeup and the whole day you just felt so beautiful. You felt confident, you looked in the mirror and you're like, I wanna remember everything I put on my face today. And not only the formulas, but the shades, because I love my makeup today. We have all had those days, right? If you're watching this video, I'm gonna assume that you love makeup and you probably have a lot of it and you probably change your makeup all the time. I will raise my hand to that, but there are certain looks, certain colors, certain formulas, certain styles of makeup that when I put all of those together on my face, I'm like, wow, this is it for me. This is when I feel my best. So that's what a signature makeup look is. Okay, now let's talk about why a signature makeup look is important. So it's important because it just makes your life so much easier. It simplifies everything. There's no guesswork. There's no sitting down at your vanity thinking, what should I do for my makeup today? Or I only have 10 or 15 minutes to do my makeup, but I need to have full glam on and I just don't know what to do. It just basically is your guide. You can go to it all the time. Now, this doesn't have to become your everyday makeup routine. You can still have fun. You can still play and experiment with other colors. But when you need a fail-proof look to go to, like you don't want to risk products not looking right on the skin, products caking, colors not sitting right, not mixing together well. When you don't have the luxury of risking any of that, you go to your signature makeup look. Now let's talk about how to create that look. Now I am wearing one of my signature looks today, and yes, I did say one of, because I have a few different combinations that all I could classify as a signature look. So don't feel like you are boxed into just one group of products and shades, okay? This is just one for me. Now I could mix the products that I use, but I'm gonna stay in this general theme of formulas, of textures, and of shades, okay? So I don't necessarily have to use the exact same brand that I used, but I'm gonna find something similar, okay? So let's start with complexion first. If you're like me, you might start with your foundation first. And foundation and the way that our skin looks is so important to our overall makeup look, okay? So it's really important that we, one, identify what type of finish we need from our foundation. There is matte, there is radiant, there is dewy, there is natural matte. There are all these different descriptive words and marketing words out there now to describe the finishes of foundations, but really identify your skin type, the climate that you live in, the environment that you're in. Is it cold and dry? Is it hot and humid? To help you identify the right type of foundation formula and finish that you need, okay? So for this video, I'm gonna talk about my specific needs and why I choose the products that I choose, but keep in mind this may vary for you. Just really think about why I'm choosing mine and apply that to yourself, okay? So I'm 43 years old. I would say I have pretty normal skin, but it's definitely getting drier as I get older. I live in Texas. It is hot and humid 9 months out of the year here. So I am looking for a foundation that gives me some radiance to my skin because my skin is dry. However, I also live in a hot and humid climate, so I don't want anything dewy. I don't want anything really wet or glossy looking. I don't want glass-like skin because it will slide off 3 hours into my day, if not sooner, okay? I need longevity. I need longevity in my products, but I also want my skin to have a little life because it can look drier on me. So any foundation that I put on my skin is gonna naturally look a little bit more matte than maybe the finish is described because of my drier patches in my skin, okay? So I chose to go with the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I rave and rave and rave about this foundation. I really think it's great for so many different skin types, especially if you are over 40. I know a lot of my viewers here on my channel are in my age and older, and I really love this foundation. This gives a radiant finish, but it's not wet or tacky or like dewy looking. It does dry down, which is really nice. And I always set this with a little bit of powder to just get that extra like locked in longevity. I also love the texture of this foundation. It's pretty lightweight, so it's really great for drier skin. It's really great for more mature skin. It's not too heavy. It's not going to look and it's not going to feel too heavy. It's going to look very natural on the skin, but it's also going to give me the coverage that I need and give me a flawless finish. Now, let's talk about if you had oily skin and what foundations might be great for you. If you have oily skin, I would definitely recommend going to foundations that have more of a matte finish, a natural matte finish. You need something that is really going going to help you control that oil and that shine throughout the day. So some of my favorites are the Dior Forever Matte. I really love that one. I love the Hourglass Ambient Light. That has a matte finish, but it still has a little bit of a radiance to it. So it reflects light and it doesn't look flat on the skin. So really understand your skin type and also kind of the climate that you're in and what you need from your foundation. And the same goes for concealer as well. So today I use the Best Skin Ever Sephora concealer. It's a hydrating concealer. It gives it phenomenal coverage, but it does not settle in fine lines. It really stays put throughout the day. It's a concealer that I can really trust and rely on. And I go with the shade that's a little bit lighter than my foundation to give some brightness and highlighting underneath the eyes and in the center of the face. So I'm going to tag all of these products that I'm discussing in YouTube shopping. I will also link them in the description box with my specific shades if we happen to be like shade twins. But remember, really think through what your needs are because your products that you need may be completely different than what I'm talking about here in today's video. Okay, the next step in your signature look is deciding what feature you're going to focus on. Okay, so when we look at our face, we have skin, we have eyes, we have cheeks, and we have lips. Okay, so for me, I really like the eyes to be the focal point of my makeup. I really like to make my eyes brighter and wider. I like them to be the focus. Now, of course, I want everything else done. I don't want to like neglect the lips or the cheeks, but I don't want to distract from the eyes. I want the eyes to be the focus. When we try and do too much everywhere, so maybe it's a lot of on the eyes, a lot on the cheeks, and a lot of bold and brightness on the lip, it becomes very distracting. We really want to choose one focus. And also this video, your signature look is really a look that complements you, that enhances your beauty, not distracts from it. So your signature look really should be not necessarily like a no makeup look, but it should be somewhere that can take you, you can wear to the office, you can wear it to a lunch appointment, but you can also wear it on an evening out. It's not too glam and too smoky or dramatic, but it's also not like too minimal, right? It's somewhere in between. So it's that look again that you can really wear anytime, whether it's a special occasion or it's a meeting at the office. Really, that's what a signature look should be. Okay, so identify your feature, right? If it's eyes for you, then you're going to want to keep the lips and the cheeks a little more subdued. If it's lips for you, then maybe your eyes are a little bit more clean and a little bit more minimal and we don't have as much going on the eyes. So really kind of think through what your feature is. For me, it is eyes. Now, step 3 in identifying your signature look is just understanding what colors complement your features. And this is where you're going to want to access a color wheel, whether you buy one off Amazon or your local craft store, or you just Google it and look at a color wheel online. A color wheel is a tool that artists use to identify how colors work together. Now in makeup, complementary colors are really going to lean into finding the perfect signature look for you. So a complementary color, if you look at a color wheel, are basically colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel. And what's interesting about complementary colors is that when you place them next to each other, okay, they help complement each other, right? They pull out and complement each other's colors. Does that make sense? I'm getting a little wordy here. Now, when you lay complementary colors on top of each other or you mix them together, they actually neutralize, okay? So that's kind of interesting to understand if you were doing your makeup and maybe things are just coming out a little too colorful than you'd like or whatever you need to fix. You can take a complementary color to whatever color you're trying to correct and it'll kind of tone it down and neutralize it. But in this case, we are talking about placing complementary colors on the face to complement your features. Now we're going to talk about me, for example. I'm the case study here. I have green eyes. So if you look at a color wheel, green, you'll see that red is the opposite color on the color wheel, right? Now that doesn't mean that I need to put red eyeshadow or red blush or red lips, but it means that if I choose colors that have a red base to it or red in it, it is going to complement the green in my eyes. So you can think of like really warm neutrals. You can also think of like mauvey or purpley neutrals or purples, right? I like to keep my makeup pretty neutral. I don't wear a lot of bright color, but that doesn't mean that I can't take color theory and weave it into the neutrals that I choose. So on my eyes today, I chose a mauve color. I'm actually using the Makeup by Mario Longwear Cream Shadow in the shade Mauve. And I love this color. It is a mauve, a very neutral mauve. It's got a little bit of mauve and plum to it, but could also play with neutrals and browns really, really well. So I put this all over my lid as my base. And then I took some matte neutral shadows. I worked with the Makeup by Mario palettes and neutrals. I love this palette, you guys. I really love to lean into neutral colors, colors that have a little bit of warmth, a little bit of cool tones to them. Not either. I don't like it to be too cool. I don't like it to be too warm. I really love neutrals. I think that that they are just very complimentary and look great on everybody. So I like to mix a little bit of the matte browns in the crease with this to just kind of neutralize it a little bit, but you can still see that mauve and that plum coming through, which is going to complement the green in my eyes. Now let's talk about cheeks and lips, okay? So you can see on my cheeks, I went a little bit more peachy, which is very different than what I'm doing on my eyes, but it plays and complements each other well. Again, because orange or peach is essentially a complementary color as well, because what is orange or peach? It's white and red mixed together, and then maybe other shades mixed in there to get the right tone of the peach that you're going with. But it is warmth. It's got that warmth to it. It's going to complement the green in my eyes. So I'm wearing a peach blush. Today I have on the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal blush stick in the shade Peachy Glow. I love this one. Another favorite of mine is Peachy Keen from this Anastasia Beverly Hills blush stick. This is a really great one too. It's a little more kind of a pale muted peach, but this one's beautiful. I think any pinky peaches look really beautiful on me too, even if it has a little bit more pink to it. Just that it gives that really youthful glow. It also complements my blonde highlights, my skin tone, and the same thing applies on the lips. I kept the lips very peachy and soft, again, not to compete with the eyes, but also to pull in those complementary colors and have the whole makeup working together. Okay, drop a little hand raise emoji in the comment section if you have about 100 lipsticks or lip glosses or lip liners that are all in the same shade range. I mean, I should raise like my hands, my feet, everything for that. I have so many peachy pinks, so many peachy pink nude lipsticks and glosses, because that is what looks best on me. That is what I gravitate to. And that is perfectly fine, you guys. I think especially when it comes to lips, I find myself, maybe you can relate to this, really going to the same kind of lip combo, whether it's different products or different shade names, it's all kind of the same, right? I'll adventure and play a little bit more on the eyes, but the lips is like, I know I've dialed in what looks good on my lips. And I love, again, a glossy, peachy pink nude color. It again just complements all of the makeup. It complements the light in my hair, my skin tone, and it's just what works for me. So really identifying that combination and sticking with shades like that. Anytime I ever buy other lip products, whether they're bold or deeps or just like bright colors, I never ever wear them. Maybe I'll use them in a video to showcase, but I'll never wear them. They are not what I go to when I want to feel and look my best. Now for a signature lip, I recommend getting a neutral lip pencil. Even if you love to wear a bold lip color, like a red or a bold or a deep color, finding a neutral lip liner that is just a little deeper than your natural lip color can work with any color of lipstick that you put on. And I actually recommend doing this no matter what lipstick you're wearing. You can always go over it with a lip liner that matches the shade a little bit more. Using this to define your natural lip shape or maybe to enhance it is the perfect little hack to getting more like overlining your lips. It's the perfect hack because if you overline your lips with a color like a deep red or a bright fuchsia or something like that, once your lipstick and your gloss wears off and you see that liner, because trust me, liner is always the last thing to fade off, it is going to look very distracting, okay? There's no signature look happening there, right? So you want to be left with a color that looks natural, right? To keep that definition of those lips. So always go with a liner that is a few shades deeper than your natural lip color. Today I used the Jane Iredale in the shade Spice. I love this color. It's just like such a good kind of peachy, spicy color. It's so, so good. So I lined my lips with this and then I went over it with a peach lipstick. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills and the shade is Peach Bud. It is a satin lipstick, which means it's very pigmented. It's not matte, but it's not glossy either. Isn't that pretty? I like the liner to be slightly darker than the lipstick that I'm using, just to give a little bit more shape and contour to the lips and definition. So I love this. And then I topped it with a peach lip gloss. If you follow me and you watch my videos, this is gonna come as no surprise. I'm kind of obsessed with this lip gloss at the moment, and I don't use that word lightly because I know everyone uses that word as a creator. This is the Super Boost 10 Juicy Peach lip gloss from Makeup Forever. And it's just like a beautiful kind of sheer peach color. I think it's so pretty and it's so hydrating on the lips. Now you don't even have to really get a lip gloss that has color to it. You can stick with a real sheer or an opalescent lip gloss just to add some shine and gloss and volume over to on top of your lipstick and your liner. So you don't have to complicate it and have a million products. Just have one gloss that you can wear over, you know, any lip combo, but your signature lip combo should all kind of be the same anyway. So love this one. One little product that I added to my look that I highly recommend having is a little light sheer highlight or shimmer product. So today I use this one from Chantecaille. This is a cheek light illuminator and this is just a really beautiful highlight. So I took this with my finger finger and I added a little bit on my lid, I could omit this and have just a matte look and it would look different. You can also apply this like on the face if you want to highlight like the tip of the nose or you want to highlight the cheeks, but having something like this to layer on top of your makeup just dresses it up a little bit more. If you wanted to take this look from like day to night, this could be a little touch that you add. But your signature look should be a look that you can easily transition from day to night, or you could easily bump up if you want a little bit more drama. So I could easily take a darker neutral shade, pop it in the outer corner if I wanted something a little smokier, a little glam, although I feel like this is glam enough for evening out as well. I don't feel like it's too subtle for that, but your signature look should always be something that you could bump up easily with the addition of 1 or maybe 2 products. So those are just a few of my tips on how to create a signature look. Let me know if you found this video helpful or if there's anything you want me to dive in deeper in a future video. Please drop me that feedback down below. Thank you for spending your time with me here today. Again, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.